So tonight I've started putting the aluminum on the sides of my camper build. I'm using this Sikaflex. I'll show you guys in the last one. Sikaflex 291 is what it is. This is a marine sealant. They actually sent me the wrong one. I ordered the 221 in white. This is actually black. I'm going to be painting this camper anyways. This stuff here is 100% paintable after it cures. But I went ahead and put me a piece of tape right here. So what I did was I tacked the top of my piece that I was going to overlap my first piece with. And then I left the corner. You can see I got a staple there now, but I left the corner loose right here. I just had this one staple here. And what I did was I put the piece of tape down where that laid on the other sheet just to keep some of this glue off the previous sheet. And I just took this edge and folded it up a little bit and put my glue in a solid bead all the way down. I had to keep that held up the whole time I did it. Worked my way down. And you can see right there, I got a solid seal all the way down the edge of that panel. So now I'm just going to pull this tape off, which will get the majority of that extra off of there. And then whatever's left, which will be very little, will get painted when I paint the outside of this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these the exact same way. I got 2 rolls this time. I got a full roll here. And then another full roll right here still. Almost full roll. Alright, so this is as far as I got tonight. These 2 angled cuts around the windows. When I built my window areas, when I framed these in, I forgot to accommodate for the curve of the window. So I'm going to have to make up for that with my sheet metal on all 4 corners. So for now, I just went ahead and cut those at an angle, and I can come back and fine tune those where my window is going to set up against the outside of the camper. I'll probably end up going through and putting some chunks of some 2x3s or something in here as well, but for now, until I get it all skinned, I just went ahead and left those areas full, and I can cut them out later on down the road. Probably going to go through with a razor blade after the sealant is all dry and just cut down these edges a little bit, cut some of that excess off, because you can see where it's still got a little bit of glue poking out of the sides there. It's not a big deal, but I'll trim some of that off just to make it look a little bit better. But that's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to come back out tomorrow and get the rest of this side done. Get this front part here done and the top of that done. And then I'll continue on to the other side. Alright, here's one side completely done. That window is just sitting in there. So, like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to go through and scrape some of this glue off where these panels meet together. Those lines are really obvious right now because that sealant was black. But it is paintable, so whatever's left on there is going to get painted white when I paint the outside of the camper. I ended up using the trim ring to make these curves for the window. So both of these windows that I bought on Marketplace did have the trim rings. for the inside. So I use that as my template to mark the curves on those windows, because I forgot to do that when I put the Luan on. But it still worked out okay. So tomorrow I'm going to start on the other side. And I got 2 little strips up top that I still have to finish up on the front nose up here. And then once I get that side done, I'll be going through and trimming all my corners in. Trim the top all out. This side down here, I ended up with a gap down here. I think that had to do with the framing. The Luan just wouldn't sit flat right there. It's up against the 2x3s, but regardless, you're not going to see that when that trim's on there. So that's going to be it for this one. I'm going to go ahead and post this video. I got about 2 or 3 nights worth on here, and we'll see you guys on the next one.